Hi, my name is Sarah Lucas, and this is my final presentation for the Digital Citizenship class through UAS. And for my final project, I wanted to focus on bullying, even cyberbullying and bullying. I found that the two were really related, so I lumped them together into one. And my final project is dedicated to creating an atmosphere of kindness to prevent this bullying. So, one quote that I have found that kind of has driven this whole project is, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind." I saw this from a teacher who runs Head Over Heels for Teaching and publishes a lot of her ideas through Facebook and through Teachers Pay Teachers. So a lot of ideas you'll see in my presentation come from her. They are really ideas that I've wanted to try and have not had a chance yet to try. I've just found her page in the past year. So I'm hoping to incorporate these into my classroom throughout the next upcoming years as I try to become a better teacher. So I want to start out with a quote, and this quote was really kind of something that was the driving force behind this presentation as to some of the research I found as to what should be done to prevent bullying. So in this quote, it says, "Bullying is most effectively prevented by the creation of an environment that nurtures and promotes pro-social and ethical norms and behaviors, more so than by simply targeting the eradication of bullying and related undesirable behaviors." So really, in a sense, we've tried to create all these programs, tried to get teachers to present all this material to kids to really stop them from bullying. But in essence, that's not really going to completely stop it. It has cut down some, but research has shown that telling students that it's not okay is the better approach. And so if we as teachers can create these positive environments, then students will run the classroom. They will be in charge and they will know that this behavior just isn't tolerated by the teacher or their classmates. So in the next slides, I'll just present some of the ideas I found online that are things that I would like to try and would encourage anybody else to try in their classroom as well. So first up was an idea from Head Over Heels for Teaching, and it just was a great idea to start out the year to ask students, what do you stand for, and to post these photos and to ask students to really engage in this material and tell their story, tell what they stand for, and to remind them of this throughout the year by posting these photos in the classroom for the students to see. Next up was the Wall of Fame, and I really thought that this was a great idea to really encourage students to get to know each other. So each week a student is featured, and the students bring in items to decorate their board. And then sometime throughout the week, you have each student in the class fill out the compliment card for the student, and these compliment cards get sent home at the end of the week just to really show that student how much they are valued and appreciated in the classroom. Another idea to set the stage before students even walk in your door is some door hangers. So you can find these on Head Over Heels for Teaching and purchase them, or you can make your own. You get different colors, different fonts, and just create really positive, encouraging words so that when students open that door first thing, they have that positive tone. They know today's going to be a good day. It just really sets the mood. And you can make this a student job to change these out each day so that each day starts with a new motto. Another great idea that I've seen all over the place, I found this one on Teach Hub, but you can find them everywhere, just of greeting students every day. You can see videos of teacher handshakes and all sorts of different ways to really let students know that you care. And one thing to make sure of is that you make eye contact during this time. And this really will help show students that they at least have one positive contact throughout the day. And also that it shows students that if they had a bad day before, you can remind them that every day is a clean slate. Today is going to be a good day. Another idea is to just talk about good things. So start the day by asking students to partner up and share something good that happened to them. Can be big, can be small, and that way they get that human contact of letting somebody else know what's going on that's good in their life. And then after they've all shared with each other, you have volunteers share their own ideas or their neighbors' good things. This way they can be celebrated within the classroom and the students can feel like their lives are important. I saw this idea of shout outs, and this is a cool idea in that you have little post-it notes stationed at each student's desks, and then they can pull off a post-it note and write down good things that they're seeing other students doing. This way you can recognize that good behavior, but also not point it out every time it's happening. You can post it in the room, and then when that board gets full, you can have students take these post-it notes home on a little piece of paper to remind them of the good things they've done. And a version of name tints is kind of a cool idea where instead of using their names, we put little sayings or phrases on it to really help students be recognized for what they're doing, that they're doing well, that they're having a positive day, that they're helping others. If you put these on the desk, it's a silent kind of reward to that student, and then they display it for however long they'd like. Okay, you can also have students do it too. Students could request that they give one to another student and really help encourage students to recognize other students rather than always being the teacher. It's so much more impactful coming from their peers rather than always coming from the teacher. Within the classroom, once we start moving in there, some ways to foster this sort of kind attitude is to really get students working together with others. If they're always working by themselves, they're never going to get the student-student contact that's going to help them grow and help them not bully. Okay, so we need to do group work often, and within this, we need to give every student something to do or some sort of job. That way they're all held responsible and they know that if they don't do their part, they're letting the group down, they're letting the class down. And this will really help foster a sense of community if done well, and if you're really working as the teacher to help promote those positive group interactions. Students really work well when they know that they see their awards being recognized and when they feel that the community is recognizing them as a whole. So we really need to focus on really getting students to recognize other students, not always the teacher. Within these group awards, we can also move on to individual awards. So this teacher from Head Over Heels for Teaching does Oscars. She got trophies off Amazon, and she uses these to help other students recognize other students within the classroom. They choose a student, and they can give this award for anything they want. It can be small, it can be big. It just has to be something positive that's happened. That's the only stipulation. So now I have to recognize all these positive things. That'll mostly get the students who are misbehaving down. That won't cause as many misbehaviors, but you'll still have those misbehaviors. So a way that to avoid some of these like call outs and where students blow up is to get a little card and just set it on their desk, giving them directions of what to do so that they're not called out in the front of class, they're not humiliated, they don't feel like they have to act out for that attention. They can quietly go back and you can have a conference with them to see what's going on. So we don't always want to just have conferences with students who are acting out. We also want to have students who are doing the right thing. So if each week, if you can carve out a few minutes of your day to conference with each student. I've seen before, Catlin Tucker is somebody who I follow, and she bases grades off of these conferences that she has with students. The students really give a chance to tell what they're working on, what they're going to do now, and she bases their grade off of these conferences a lot of the time. That's how she keeps grading in the classroom. It also helps just the students get that personal one-on-one contact. They know you're checking in, they know you're helping them, and they want to do their best to succeed. So as teachers, we can't do everything. One way to help get students involved is to have them be the teachers. You're always going to have those top kids, and it's hard to reach them sometimes when you've got some of the lower students. A way to make them feel successful and important in the classroom is to use these students as experts. And you can even use a board like the one down here to show who's available, what are their skills, and who needs the help. You can even make little belts like you see in these pictures here with some dry erase board markers, some little tickets or whatever tokens you use in your classroom to help make the student feel like they really are the teacher and help make them want to do a good job. There are some days where we just can't be at school, and we always know we dread those days as teachers of what am I going to come back to after a sub. So I really like this idea of writing your name on the board and saying that you having the students write what what we would be proud of them for. So they can really show off what's been done in the classroom while you were gone. It's a great little reminder for them the next day coming in of how good of a day they had and to keep that going. So on these next few slides, I've got some acts of kindness. This is ideas that have been going around, spreading around, that just the little things we can do to make everybody's day a little brighter. So on this slide, an idea was to create a calendar or some sort of challenge for students that they could do each day and to kind of check in and see how they're doing on those challenges. And I found here a generator where you can just generate some ideas if students are struggling with what to do or what they want to do to show their kindness. Another simple way within schools is to post sticky notes around the school, put them on student lockers, put them in the bathroom, put them anywhere so that students' days can be brightened just by these little notes that they see around the school. They see some positive affirmations rather than maybe they've heard from a friend something negative or from a teacher. This will help maybe lift up their mood and help maybe change their attitude. A thank you note station also popped up as an idea. This thank you note station could be posted anywhere. All you really need is some construction paper, markers, any little fun materials for students to create thank you notes to show their thankfulness to anybody, anywhere, in the school, outside of the school. It could be in a hallway that you set up the station, in the principal's office for students who even get in trouble. And it's just one more way to get that positive vibe flowing. Studies show that practicing gratitude increases positive emotions and happiness. And finally, I'll end up with a few more examples. So on this slide, you could hold the door open for those behind you. You could say good morning to your teacher, principal, school officials, and classmates, or you could offer to let a classmate go first. And these were just the first 3 items I found on this list of 20. So no matter what you do, there's all sorts of things to just show kindness and to that gratitude and to just get those vibes flowing so that students are wanting to be kind rather than be mean to others. The last slide I will share is something I found. This was actually like a martial arts teacher that posted it. And it was just a 1-week challenge for this one. But this was another martial arts teacher that took it one step further and students testing for their black belt. And he wanted to incorporate this into their challenge. So one thing is just to share what you're doing. Share this image here. Write a nice comment on social media. Give one compliment to 5 different people. Share a personal bullying story so that maybe that'll help inspire others to stand up or to not bully. And perform just 3 random acts of kindness. Reconnect with an old friend. Write I will not be a bully and take a selfie. Show that you're standing up, that you're taking a stand and that you want to do this for you. And maybe this will inspire others to do the same. I used these resources for my presentation, but I know there's hundreds more out there. So really just search kindness. You can get all sorts of ideas and things like that. And I will also link into this video the paper that I'm working on for this project, as well as to really why. Why is kindness so important? Why will this prevent bullying? I hope you've enjoyed my presentation. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me. Thanks.